Blackstone Audio presents Captain Vorpatril's Alliance by Lois Mcmaster Bujold. This book is read by Grover Gardner. Chapter 1. Ivan's door buzzer sounded at close to Komarr midnight, just when he was unwinding enough from lingering jump lag, his screwed-up diurnal rhythm and the day's labors to consider sleep. He growled under his breath and trod unwillingly to answer it. His instincts proved correct when he saw who waited in the aperture. "Oh, God! Byerly Vorpatril, go away!" "Hi, Ivan," said Byerly smoothly, ignoring Ivan's anti-greeting. "May I come in?" Ivan took about a second to consider the, at best, complicated possibilities Byerly usually trailed in his wake, and said simply, "No." But he'd hesitated too long. Byerly slipped inside. Ivan sighed, letting the door slide closed and seal. So far from home, it would be good to see a familiar face, just not By's. "Next time, use the security screen and pretend not to be here, eh?" Byerly padded swiftly across the small but choice living quarters of Ivan's downtown Solstice luxury flat, rentals by the week. Ivan had picked it out for its potential proximity to Solstice nightlife, which, alas, he had so far not had a chance to sample. Pausing at the broad glass doors to the balcony, Byerly dimmed the polarization on the seductive view of the glittering lights of the capital city. Dome, Ivan corrected his thought to Komarran nomenclature, as the arcology existed under a hodgepodge of seals to keep the toxic planetary atmosphere out and the breathable one in. Byerly pulled the drapes as well and turned back to the room. Yielding to a curiosity he knew he would regret, Ivan asked, "What the hell are you doing on Komarr, By? Isn't this off your usual beat?" Byerly grimaced. "Working." Indeed, an experienced observer, which Ivan unfortunately was, could detect a distinct strain around By's eyes, along with the redness from drink and perhaps recreational chemicals. Byerly cultivated the authentic look of a Barrayaran high-vor town clown given over to a life of dissolution and idle vice by actually living it 90% of the time. The other 10%, and most of his hidden income, came from his work as an informer for imperial security, and 90% of that was just more dissolution and vice, except for having to turn in reports at the end. The residue, Ivan had to concede, could get dicey. "Ratting out your friends to—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?